Show. I am not Star Maker Bolin. I am Bob Hazelwood. Kenny, I think, is going to be here, but I don't know. For those of you who don't know, Kenny had a bit of an issue last week. I will let him go into all the details if he does show up tonight. But we have not had a show for a few days. We're running terribly behind in donations as a result of that. So I wanted to pop on for a few minutes just to talk to you a little bit about what we're working on and where we have needs, and also just to share a little bit about the Philippines in general. As you guys know, we have been helping Filipino families for a long time. Kenny has been doing it for, I think, 12 years now. And prior to COVID, which was 2020, he was doing it pretty much on his own because he had a fairly decent gig that was earning him a lot of money. That dried up during COVID, and he started asking you, the fans, to assist us in helping out. And many of you have generously helped out with that, and we thank you very much for those of you who have stepped up and helped up the people that we have been helping. And I'm not going to go through all the pictures. I'm not going to show them to you, Kenny. We do that often enough, and Kenny may do it later. It's kind of his deal. But, you know, we have several families that we help on a regular basis. We have a few more that we help on a semi-regular basis. And then there's some that just, you know, a couple that have just reached out recently, and some that have reached out to us in the past and have not needed help until recently. One of those, and I'm going to show you some pictures tonight because that's kind of what we do. One of those is a family that has this for their roof. Now, we used to do a lot of tarps. We used to buy a lot of tarps on this show to cover up roofs like this. And it got to the point where the tarps were more expensive than just fixing the roof. This is a family that has not reached out to us previously. They just have done so in like the last, I think, 3 weeks. They have this all over their house. They have a reasonably large house for Filipino standards. And they said it would take about 21,000 pesos to fix the roof completely. Well, 21,000 pesos is about $400. We just don't have that right now. So we said, you know what, let's get a tarp for the area where they sleep, and we'll cover that up. As you can imagine, every time it rains, rain comes in. If the sunshine's coming in there, rain's coming in when it rains. And so this is our sleeping area. We're trying to raise some money for this family to get a tarp to cover that roof up, to cover that spot. Eventually, you know, hopefully there'll be enough that we can raise the funds to fix their roof in a more permanent manner. But you know what? Even a tarp would be a great help to these folks and would help fix kind of their situation. I'm going to show you a picture. This is Honey Rose. Nope, this is Ruby May. Sorry, I get them confused. It's Ruby May. She's standing out in front of her house. You can see that's a shack, basically, right? We've showed you, and I'll show it again. The patio. This is one of the nicer houses in the Philippines because we paid for the labor and the materials to get this done. This is Jelly Bean's patio. The house that she has is basically, it's a cement block house that they have plastered the sides on, make it a little nice. They put the wiring up there because people were coming in and they were using her washing machine. They were trying to steal the motorcycle, little motor scooter that we got her. So they built her this to protect it and also to give her a little bit of privacy. Folks were standing right in front of her window smoking. They were banging on her door. Some of the folks were just jealous that she has a place that by Filipino standards is actually a pretty nice place. So a couple more things I want to show you, and then we may bring on the star of the show here. This is a map of the Philippines. We don't really show this very often, so you know where the Philippines are, right straight up above Australia, right around the equator. Calbayog City, which is where Eunice and Jelly Bean, a lot of our families live. Calbayog is right here, and you can see the arrow pointing at it. Manila's up here in the kind of more center left, little top there. It's the capital city of the Philippines. Dumaguete is where one of our families is. This is down here. I wish I had a marker that I could show you, a pointer. But if you go to Calbayog and continue straight down the arrow, down to where it says Negros and Mindanao, Dumaguete is right there. One more thing I want to show you before we start bringing some people in. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a map of the poverty line in the Philippines. So the poverty line in the Philippines is 12,000 pesos a month, which is at current exchange rates, $205. That's a family of 5. That is not per person. That is for a family of 5. Anyone who makes less than $205 a month is considered to be in poverty in the Philippines. And you can see Calbayog, which is again where Eunice and Jelly Bean and several of our families live, 30 to almost 40% of the people live in or below the poverty line. So they make less than $200 a month. That's per person, that's about $1.35 a day. And so when we ask you guys to $5 this and $10 this a month or per show, it helps. I mean, this is how little these folks make. And, you know, we take for granted. I know people who spend more than $200 a month on fast food. I know people who spend more than $200 a month on Uber Eats, right? Come on. Let's just take a little bit of compassion here and help out some of these folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I am now joined by the man with the most beautiful wife in Arizona, Jason Coltrane. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm
hot as hell out here.
It is hot as hell. Now, I did post something that I thought you'd appreciate. Just change the location a little bit. Someone said, "Hey, I want to come to Texas in August. What's the weather like?" And the response was, "Have you ever been cremated?"
It's about right. It's a giant oven right now. It's 111 in my backyard.
Ugh. Well,
so
we're only at 96 today. It's a relatively cool 96. We had a high of 102. So
there's going to be a sneak
for you, though, right?
What's that?
So they always say it's a dry heat. I go, no, it's just hot.
Yeah, it's hot. Shit. Although I would take it over humidity anytime, though.
Well, yeah, exactly.
As soon as you step out, your balls get to sweating and get sticky, gross.
Okay, now that we're talking about sticky balls, ladies and gentlemen, the star of the show decided that he can make it, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll tell you the story of why we've missed 3 or 2 shows already. It's a tragic story, ladies and gentlemen. Kenny Bolin.
How you feeling, buddy?
We can't hear you, Kenny Bolin.
See, that's already a bad sign.
See, that's a terrible thing. First, he was. Well, I'll tell you what happened, folks. Kenny was. Now he told a story. Being the man of peace that he is trying to not cause divisions in this country. So Kenny told a kind of a little cover story. Some of you might have read it. He took a fall. No, Kenny was viciously attacked by a Dutch Mantel fan who said, "Praise MAGA, praise Dutch," and attacked Kenny as Kenny was struggling, bringing in food, trying to
get sustenance for himself,
trying to get a little bit of sustenance, and then for his little puppies, those beautiful little puppies that Kenny takes care of so much. And
they had to watch it. They couldn't do anything about it with their paws on the windows.
Yeah, they were crying, little doggy tears.
It was well, one was like Snoopy, where he just like put his head in the air and just started shooting.
He was like, roll, 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 roll. Uh, and then as the MAGA crowd left, I think it was a crowd of people. Kenny told me that
I think they started building up after a while.
yeah, they were beating him while he was down. It looked like a bloodline. It looked like Paul Heyman going through the bloodline.
And then they spray painted that mustache on him. That was the fucked up part.
Sad. Okay, so thank you to Billy Sellers, who said he will donate on Saturday. The tea maker is here. Dallas is not El Paso. That's true. Dallas is not El Paso. The humidity in Dallas is high.
So what's El Paso like? Is that dry?
Chocolate, sweaty balls. Don't even focus on something, right?
It's so cool, my chocolate.
And pasta tart. The lovely naughty Nicole. She does love Scoopy. He's the fave.
Yeah, she does.
Choco and Tucal are in the corner crying right now because they're not there. I don't know what happened to Kenny. Maybe the MAGA guys attacked him again.
I don't know. Maybe they just snuck up on him and did that clothesline like Harley Race did to Gorilla Monsoon back in the day.
Yes, El Paso is the Arizona of Texas.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
I've only been through it.
I've been to El Paso, and it's miserable. I've been to Phoenix. I think one time we kind of drove through it, but I had to go to when I was working for CompUSA years ago. They outsourced our IT support to IBM, and IBM wanted to move all of us to Tucson, which is where their central center was. So they flew us out to Tucson, and I spent 4 days in Tucson, which prompted me to tell them that if you make us move, I'm quitting.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes. I was just telling them how you were viciously attacked by a crowd of Dutch Mantel MAGA fans.
Spray painted the mustache on your back.
I, for the life of me, couldn't figure out why I didn't have sound. I kicked myself out, go into the studio, clicking microphone, mixing, try all the mics. I have several. Nothing's working. The mixer had come unplugged. I was doing some cleaning on the desk the other day, and apparently unplugged the mixer, and I haven't been on since when? Last Thursday, I guess. And the mixer came unplugged, so it helps to have that working.
It's okay to be a little rusty.
So we're back, and I thought some people might have missed me, might have wondered, did the king nearly die? And according to the neighbors, if I hadn't have fallen in 3 or 4 stages, I might have. I mean, at 64 years of age and you're a big guy and you fall from the top of steps, it's not recommended. And I remember the last time that I fell, God, it was before weight loss surgery, so probably 4 or 5 years ago. And Chris and Maya were picking me up on my birthday. And I went out front, and once again, only I was going down forward this time and not backwards. It was dark, and I did not see a step. Because you get to the end and you think you're out of steps, but then you take 1-2 steps, and then there's another step. And I had forgot there was another step. And so it wasn't as far. I only fell 1 step. 54 stitches in my knee is what it took to seal it. I'm laying out there. Christopher and Maya's coming to pick me up, and I don't know when they're going to get here because I went down early just to sit on the side, sit on the edge of the sidewalk and wait for them to sit on, the thing that leads up into my apartment, the building. And so I don't know when they're going to get there, and I'm bleeding like you won't believe, and I can't get it to stop. I'm putting both hands over my knee to stop the blood. Can't get up, and it won't quit. And as soon as I get one area to quit bleeding, it just comes out another. And I'm convinced that, and like I said, this 4 or 5 years ago, probably 5 years ago, I'm convinced I'm going to bleed out on the sidewalk because the blood is coming out at a record pace. Chris pulls up, sees me sitting on the fucking sidewalk, and I was coherent enough to say, Chris, get my leg wrappings, because it's that kind of Velcro-y stuff that will wrap a wound up pretty quickly, and told him to grab me some alcohol. So they get me wrapped up. I'm still wanting to go to Outback. We got the bleeding stopped. I, at this point, don't know how bad it is. I just know a lot of blood's coming out. And I'm on blood thinners, So of course a lot of blood's going to come out almost no matter what. So I'm still ready to go to Outback. He says, no, your ass is going to the emergency room. So we go to the emergency room. They get me all shot up and everything. And the nurse says, this is the first, not this accident, but this is the first accident. So it turns out it's 54 stitches to seal the knee. Chris said they could see the bone. People are getting sick watching them do it. Chris and Maya do not want to see this done, but they hang in there. And 54 stitches to seal my knee. And I'm wanting to go to Outback. I got it wrapped up with some leg wrapping shit that kind of sticks. And that wasn't the most sanitary way to seal the cut. And I still have scars and even scabs to this day. It is never totally 100% healed. And so now I fall down backwards. I was going to get my groceries from the top of the steps. It wasn't the one stepping down.
I was told that someone saw it, and that was the inspiration for sending Paul Heyman through the table.
Yeah, Paul said if Bolin did what he did.
If Bolin can take a bump, so can I.
But here, how long have I been gone? A couple shows. I posted on Facebook. So this is to tell you why I'm about to announce what I'm going to announce tonight. I am certainly not as over as I thought I was. Not at all. Because 23 people have given a shit to come in to see how I'm doing. 23 people. Out of the 12,000 Twitter followers, 12,000 Facebook followers, 5,000 YouTube subscribers. I posted on Twitter and Facebook what had happened to me and that I was in a bad way. And there was a handful of people that reached out to see how I was doing. A handful considered out of 12, 24, 25, 26, about 30,000 people into 3 lines of social media. A handful out of 30,000 people. And then tonight we miss a couple of shows, knowing that we do this to help feed needy families. 23 people have given a shit to come in and see how I'm doing. So this is going to make it very easy for me to make the announcement that Bob doesn't even know I'm going to make. I'm about done. We have, which is a bad time to check out because we have nearly 40,000 new viewers, 40,000 views. I don't know if it's 40,000 different people, but we're getting close to 40,000 views on TikTok a month now, which I never thought I'd say those words that we're on TikTok. But we have a person helping us with that. And the views have been pretty good. Thanks to the short attention span of people, it's gone pretty good. The YouTube shorts have done pretty good. Our views are way up there compared to what we get here. And I do realize a lot of you don't get notifications, but there's more than 23. I mean, if I announce that I got dirt on Cornette, there will be 175 of you in here for dirt on Cornette. But to see how I'm doing, to whether or not my head's okay or not, 23 people gave a shit to come in. So it's time for me to quit acting like I'm somebody, because I'm not. And it's time for me to quit acting like there's a shitload of you out there that like to help people, because there's not. We have 60 people that have a $3 membership, and most of those think that's enough to help our people. And then we have a handful of people that go above and beyond. I think Bob said maybe 20 people that go above and beyond every show to try to do something to help these people. I have spent over $400 of my own money in recent weeks because I keep thinking the donations are going to pick up. People are going to give a shit. People are going to see the crying baby who's crying because she's hungry. And that video didn't do jack shit. It did not motivate one new person to donate one nickel. No one gave a shit. I don't know what fucking era we're living in. And then I see the Supreme Court shit. Apparently there's more people that are like that. They just want to take care of themselves, that don't give a shit about struggling people. That's more or less what the Supreme Court has become. That's what Republican right-wingers have become. Fuck the poor. Fuck you. I got mine. You figure out a way to get yours. And this show is not about that. This show's not about that. I am here. Yeah, I enjoy telling the stories. I enjoy entertaining. I've got a ton of fucking shit I can talk about. And I've done more than a lot of the WWE stars have done when it comes to interaction with your wrestling stories, political connections I never dreamed I'd have, and personal connections I never dreamed I would have. And I don't know why I keep doing it. For 20 of you, because my son told me, he says, Dad, he says, I think they would be more likely to help you. They just don't like helping people with dark skin. those that do not donate, well, you're helping people that are poor and have dark skin. They'd rather give the money to you. You remember when you first started and you had thousands and thousands of views every week and they'd buy all your merchandise? Well, you quit doing that. You quit peddling your merchandise, per se. You started wanting to help dark people. And there's a certain core of this country that don't want no fucking part of that. So, I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep doing this. And this ain't blackmail or anything. It's just, hello there. If we can't, if I don't appeal to people that want to help $5 to help feed hungry people, the crying baby did not generate one new donor, not one. The kid was crying because she was hungry. Y'all got your food, plenty of it. We all do. I got a refrigerator full, but I spent $400 of my own money. And there's some of you in here that do. Several of you in here that do. But unfortunately, there's a few of you that wrote me today that are in a tough way. George Captor is dealing with some shit. He hasn't been able to donate in a while. Nicole has got some shit going on. Her donations are going to be low for a while. And I'm, and there's several of you that used to donate all the time that I don't see anymore. Several of you made promises that you did not keep. Several of you said you were going to order those $60 books to help us feed some families and never paid for them. And never followed up on them. Act like they, what did I say I was going to? No, One of them was a famous wrestler that said he's going to do it. Never did.
Yeah.
He might have been.
He's been a great donor over the years.
Well, T-Maker's so talented. He's the last fucking person in here I'm worried about. If there's anybody that's going to land on her feet and probably get a better job, it'll be the T-Maker. Nicole had some shit going on today. She'd about fed up. I've been fed up before. I've been there. But as I told my son, as long as I can speak, as long as I'm somewhat coherent, unlike what Joe Biden did the other day, I'll be the first to admit that was a disaster. But no matter what we're going through, let me just make that clear right now. No matter what any of us are going through, you wouldn't trade a fucking day of your life to go through. What am I trying to say, Bob? They don't know what fucking poor is. I thought I knew. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the numbers that I threw up right while I think you might have been out, Kenny. A family of 5, the poverty line in the.
I saw all that. That was amazing research. You dug up some shit I didn't know. Yeah. And thanks to you for digging that up. I don't think it's mattered yet because I don't think one person gave a shit to do anything. I mean, I could be wrong. Let me look. No, I'm not wrong. No, we have nothing.
Yeah, $1.34 per person per day.
What's that?
That's what the poverty line is. $1.34 per person per day.
Oh, I had to tell, and I might have told her too soon. Y'all know little Cheska? Mm-hmm. Little Cheska, the 19-year-old that just graduated high school. We helped her get through. We got her stuff to do her exams with. We got her some internet, and we've helped little Cheska on here a few times. Little Cheska has been working 10 hours a day for 100 pesos a day. My big mouth, I said, Cheska, quit. Don't do that. I'm not going to let you work 10 and 12 hours a day. But Kenny, I have my needs. I have my basics I need. My mother doesn't have any money. There's nobody to help me. I want to go to college. I want to move to Manila. I want to continue my education. I can't, I have to work. I said the minimum wage in the Philippines is 450 pesos a day. For those of you just on quick roundup math, it's about $9. It's actually less than that now, but it's about $9 on a good day, currency exchange wise. This poor thing is working 12 hours a day for 100. So I did the math. That's $2 a day. How many days you working? 3 or 4, sometimes 5. I said, don't. I said, I will send you 100 pesos a day. Let's say you work 5 days a week. I'll send you $10. I'll send you $10 to stay home and use that time to find a better job. Somebody to treat you're a pretty girl. You're a smart girl. There's bound to be somebody around there, a mall somewhere, that would like to have a pretty smart girl working for them and that will pay them at least minimum wage. So I told her to quit. I said, as a matter of fact, if you don't quit, I'm not going to help you no more. I don't, because she's telling me how tired she is. She never gets no sleep. She never gets no rest. I said, well, you now work for me. Your job is stay home and look for a better job. Do not work for $2 a day for 12. I mean, it's bad enough they got to work for $9 a day. Nobody in here is going to do that. Even if you really need $9 real bad, you're not going to go next door. Well, I got some work for you. I'll pay you $9 if you work 12 hours and help me dig these ditches, mow this grass, paint my fence. I got $9. No one. Not a fucking human in here. No matter how bad you need $9, you're not going to do it. No, she's doing it for $2. So I told her to quit. And whether I'm doing this show or not, whether we're making any money or not, whether I'm laid off or not, I mean, fuck, I could get laid off too. I'll find something else. I'm verbally skilled for 64 years of age for a guy that banged his fucking head on a goddamn concrete sidewalk. I'll be all right. I'll pull through. I'll find a way. Layoffs do not scare me. I'm verbally fucking skilled enough. T-Maker's fucking skilled enough. I know Nicole is skilled enough. TC from the NC is skilled enough. I've had conversations with him. Michael Ryder is skilled enough that if we want something, we'll get it. We'll work for it. We'll get it because we have an opportunity here. But unfortunately, in the Philippines, that opportunity is thin and none. Kenny, I have to work for 100 pesos a day. That's just how it is here in Calbiog. That 450 pesos a day, that's in Manila. Well, guess what? Jen works for 300 pesos a day, 12 hours a day. I just paid her electric bill, her water bill. She didn't want to ask me for any help because she's always been asking for help. I paid her water bill, her electric bill, bought her rice. She's got 2 elderly parents older than me. And it's 112 degrees there on any given day. And they didn't have a working fan. In Manila, shit's a little higher. They live in Novatos, which is a very, very, very poor, rotten-ass fucking area of Manila. And they charge her 450 pesos for rent. $90 to live in something that you wouldn't let your dog walk through. If your dog was walking down the street and needed to take a shit, you wouldn't let your dog go where she lives every fucking day. But that's what they go through. And I've seen it firsthand. I've video chatted with these people. They're a part of my life every fucking day. Why does Kenny care so much? I don't know. I wish I knew the answer. When I saw that kid crying, I sat here and cried for fucking 3 fucking hours. I didn't know the kid. I didn't know the mom. I thought the mom was 3 months pregnant. She's not. She's 7 months pregnant. The dad drives an ice cream truck, but the weather's been horrible. There's been no money to make. People going, God damn, Kenny got his head hit and he won't fucking shut up. Maybe he got too much rest. No, I'm just irritated. I'm irritated that people that are entertained by this show can't muster up $5. They will go watch free on Twitter. Well, you ain't doing it tonight, are you, motherfuckers? No, you're not. You ain't doing it tonight, and you probably never will again. To avoid buying a $3 membership or possibly making a donation to help the people that I come on here for, 30, 40, 50, 70 of you will flock over there to see it for free. When Bob was putting all the shows in members only, they'd go to Facebook or Twitter to try to see it for free. Don't want to pay the $3. Yeah, I know politically I don't line up with some of you. Politically, I line up perfectly with a lot of you. I should marry Natasha P. Henson, whatever her name is. I always, not Natasha. What's her name? The girl that just did the hosted the Black Entertainment Awards. Coltrane didn't watch the Black Entertainment Awards, I assure you, but I saw every bit of it. Somebody help me out on her name. It's not Natasha. Natasha.
It's Taraji.
Taraji P. There you go, and that's why I keep fucking up trying to say her name. Almost as disrespectful as calling Kamala Harris Kamala, as many Republicans have done.
Ugandan giant.
They do it on purpose too.
The Ugandan giant. So I'm not worried about T-Maker. I'm not worried about Pasta Tart. I'm not worried about Michael Ryder. But Michael has not talked to me about layoffs. He's the guy that he needs it to snow for Michael Ryder to make money, and it doesn't snow a lot up there in June and July, August. Maybe, I don't know, Michigan, the way shit's going. Billy Sellers did say he's going to donate $40 this Saturday. We appreciate that. It shouldn't come to that, Billy Sellers. It shouldn't come to that. You would think, if every subscriber we had bought a $1 membership, It is be amazing what we can fucking do.
We go to $1 memberships, but what would happen is the 60 people
Same
who had
fucking
the
people.
$3 membership,
Yeah,
we go to
would
a
lose
$1 membership, and
we'd
we
lose 2/3 of our money.
2/3 of the money.
Yeah, we'd lose 2/3 of the money because they wouldn't do it. They is there a way, Bob, that you know of that we could send out? I mean, because a lot of people said, well, Kenny, I never get your notifications. Well, click the fucking notification bell. Should be a start. I mean, if you're not clicking the notification bell, there's not much more I can do for you.
I will say though, people, I've clicked it and I haven't got some of the.
Really?
You typically don't get an email. You'll get like a little bell up in, like I get a notification, like if I'm
almost
on,
like Facebook.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like the little bell next to my name. If I'm on Facebook, will go, oh,
Really?
Kenny Bolin's going live. So it's not like you get an email about it. But let me tell you this: we do a show on Tuesday at 8:05 Central, 9:05 Eastern time. We do a show
Every
on Thursday at 9:05 Eastern time. We do a show most Saturdays at 9:35 Eastern time. It's not like we just go on randomly.
No, we have a pretty much. Oh, by the way, we do have one donation tonight from the young lady who, and it's up to her if she wants to tell her story. And this will be her maximum donation for a while due to what she's going through. She donated $5, and it's the only donation of the night. And I've missed 2 consecutive shows. 30 people gave a shit to see how I'm doing after posting on Twitter and Facebook that I had a fucking rough go of it. And oh, you see me today, you think, well, goddamn, Kenny, yeah, apparently nothing happened. No, something happened. Fucking hurt. Yeah, and according to
let's do doctor office visits.
Let's get back to that part of the story. I'd gone to meet Chris for lunch, and I got my groceries. And normally, more often than not, Walmart brings me my groceries. And their delivery van has been down for 5 days, so they've had me order, cancel, order, and cancel again. And it's been 5 days, 6 now. And they still ain't brought me my groceries. I ran out of dog food today. It's a 50-pound bag. I cannot bring a 50-pound bag of dog food up those fucking steps. Even if I were physically able to go after falling down the steps. I mean, I thought I had groceries coming to the house. I was expecting them to be on the porch when I got home. I mean, if I'm here, they'll bring them in, put them in the kitchen for me. If I'm not here, they'll put them right on the porch, right by my door, nice and easy. And so I picked up some groceries to buy me some time till I got my shit from Walmart. I'm trying to get up the steps in front of my apartment. I sent some of you a picture of what the front of my place looks like. I get to the top of the steps, and my brilliant ass decides I'm going to go back down the steps backwards and get the rest of my groceries. And it's not easy. I mean, it takes it out of me to try just to get a few bags of groceries out of the car, up the steps, up another level of steps, get to the porch, get in the house. I mean, I'm blown the fuck up when I do this. It is not, I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm not asking for tears. It takes a fucking lot out of me to do that. So I'm trying to get all the groceries to the top of the steps and then go back and get the next round to the top of the steps and then gradually, slowly get everything into the house. So I start to back down the steps. I take one step and then I take a second step and I'm gone. I lost my balance and now I'm falling backwards onto concrete steps, concrete sidewalk, and the guy across the street was looking out his window and just happened to see me fall. He says I fell seemingly in 4 stages. He said you kept hitting things that kind of kept breaking your fall a little bit, and then I saw you hit the sidewalk, and the back of your head knocked the shit out of that. So, and Chris says, well, didn't you tuck your head? I said, well, as best a guy can. Falling down. I said, normally in wrestling, when we take a bump, we know what's coming. We didn't know that one was coming. And yeah, I did the best I could. And according to him, he says I was knocked out. All I know is that when I set up from the Undertaker position and looked around, I personally saw 2 or 3 cars seeing me laying on the sidewalk, had to have seen the blood coming from my knees and my elbow. Big fat guy laying on the goddamn sidewalk. So nobody. Nobody stopped to help. The neighbor told me that before, he says, Kenny, I was trying to run down here to get to you, and he used to do a tour with the Muppets. He was a kind of a Broadway guy, and has shared stages with the WWE where they'll have the same arena. I got an Elmo story to tell you later, and then we're going to start the 30-minute clock here. Bob has come up with a rule to where if we can't make at least Bob, run your rule, and then I'll finish the story. What's the rule?
All right. So the rule is, you, the audience, will decide how long the show is going to be.
I didn't know we had graphics.
We do. We have graphics.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Let's just say that we're
Looks
the
good.
crack
Looks
staff,
good.
The crack staff will work right on this. Right?
Matches the living room. Yeah.
We'll give you 30 minutes plus 5 minutes for every $10 that we raise. So if, for example, we raise $60, divide that by 10, 6 times 5 minutes.
I can almost comprehend this.
Mhm.
If we raise $120, that's 60 extra minutes. The maximum show length we'll set for 3 hours, and that's at the discretion of the host. I mean, if Kenny's not feeling good, we're not going to force him to stay on for 3 hours. But if we raise $240, we'll stay on for 3 hours. And anything over that, we're going to put it into a special fund to fund our guest shows, because you guys never donate when the guests are on. But we don't want to make our
donations. Oh, by the way, Mr. Kennedy reached out to me. He's had a rough few weeks himself. He reached out to me. He says, Kenny, I need to reschedule with you. I'm so sorry. But he said, it's been a rough couple of weeks up here. He said, but I do want to reschedule with you. So Mr. Kennedy will be coming on soon. I told him we'd get that done very soon.
So we're going to go for 30 minutes plus 10 minutes for every, or 5 minutes. For every $10. If you guys give us $9, that don't count.
We're done.
We're rounding down. If you want us to stay 35 minutes, give us $10. You want us to stay for an hour? That's $60. And that's really,
if we implemented those rules today, we would be gone right now. If we implemented
so
those, we made $5 all night. Yeah,
we're going to start the timer. Probably let's start it at. Let's just start it now, right? It's 8:45 Central, 9:45 Eastern time.
There you go.
We'll go to.
Because we had some stories to tell, and I have a little bit more to tell. No one gives a shit.
We have $5 in, but
30 people gave a shit that I fucking damn near died.
So 5 minutes for every $10. You guys decide if you want us to tell stories. You want to be entertained by us or by Kenny. I mean, I don't know how entertaining Jason and I are, but if you want to be entertained, you're going to pay for the privilege.
Yeah, because it is.
And lots of shows do this, by the way. This is not a new original idea with us. I have seen many shows, including some that have gone out of their way to insult this show, who do that, right? Who say, we're going to stay on if you guys keep donating. Donations stop, we stop. So we're going to give you.
You must know some shit I didn't know. I didn't know people were insulting us.
I'll tell you about it later on. I'll tell you. You know who it is, Kenny. I'll remind you.
Oh, I have no doubt. I probably know who it is. You know me. I just don't see any other shows. Even people I like, I don't normally see their shows. No, unless you like Dutch's show. His clips come up in my feed all the time. I don't know why. Maybe they're doing something we're not doing. I don't know.
There's some kind of algorithm that's what talk about.
Well, they refuse to talk. They refuse to talk politics over there.
Now, I had originally heard, Kenny, that first I heard that it was a Dutch fan that attacked you. Then I heard that it was actually
I wouldn't doubt it.
James, the co-host of Dutch's show, that attacked.
That sounds more like. I think he's the one that don't like me.
He'd have had to fly over all the way.
You think he's heard me bitch about bad co-host from England named James? He might have thought I was talking about him. I didn't even mean him.
Could be.
I was talking about somebody else.
I could picture him trying to swing a chair and not really even making an effect on you.
Yeah, I was talking about somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, Jazzy Jana has took mercy upon our souls. So we got $5 from Nicole and sweet Jazzy Jana from Louisiana. Hello, Popeye's Fried Chicken. Re-signed our deal with them, by the way. They are very, very happy with us. As a matter of fact, I have a further conversation. Bear Nose is going to be sponsoring again my little pay-per-view party. Calling them tomorrow to finalize all the details with Bear Nose. And and by the way, I had dinner at lunch after we got out of the doctor's appointment to find out if I was cleared to even do a show and to walk up right down the street, which apparently is not easy for me. Carissa's dad, how would you like to go to Steak and Shake? So I went to Steak and Shake, and this is going to sound like when I was begging money for Jack in the Box, but I can't tonight because we need to raise $60 to fix that girl's house. Eunice's washing machine quit working yesterday. I don't know how many of you have ever tried to wash bedding, blankets, pillows, sheets, and all your jeans and shirts and hoodies by hand. But that's how a lot of Filipinos do their laundry. And but fortunately, 3 or 4 years ago, I bought Eunice a washing machine. Probably 4 years ago, because I took pity upon them. I bought a few washing machines in my days. They're $60 to $100. What the one we got, Jelly Bean's family, a little more than 100. We
a little
got
more, but then it's a bigger one because there's 12, 14 people in that family.
There's 14 people in that house, and it's got a spin dryer in it. A lot of them don't, but I think Eunice's has a spin dryer too. So we get them moved into the new house. Yeah, I bought 2 houses this week. Bob has helped buy a house in recent days. We've built onto some houses, trying to get people.
We're the slumlords of the Philippines.
The slumlords of the Philippines. Isn't that a shame? So I had to spend $40 to fix their washing machine. $38 if you want to get technical about it. $38 to fix the washing machine. Well, needed to fill her motorcycle up with gas because where she lives now, it's a good ride to go to school. Her and Shasha ride to school together on her motorcycle. And it's a long fucking walk without it. So I sent them $18 to fill the motorcycle up with gas and to get them a little snack money for school. So we did that. Jelly Bean needed some money for a fan. A fan was $38 for her family. We'd already paid her water bill, electric bill because it had been off for 3 or 4 months.
Not Jelly Bean. No, not Jelly Bean.
Not Jelly. Jin. Sorry, Jin. And
Jelly Bean's electric's been off for 3 months. She don't need to have a long talk.
Yeah, the talk needs to be had. Correct. The talk needs to be had. Karen McDonald, I see popping up in my messages. I don't. I think there was about 150 people on Facebook that saw my message that either gave me a heart or a love or a smiley face or whatever. I think there were 70 comments on Facebook and Twitter. I don't know. It wasn't many.
Lots of prayers.
I think a grand total of 5 people gave a shit on Twitter that Bolin banged his head on the sidewalk. And out of 12,000 people, and someone said, "Well, Kenny, don't be too offended." Because there's a lot of us over here. Unless it comes from MAGA, we don't get anything anymore. I said, "Well, that's understandable." And is there any particular reason? Nobody said we got one word out of T-Maker. I'm staring at a layoff. Well, quit staring at it. Quit staring at a layoff.
We'll do something.
God damn, how much fun can that be to stare at a layoff? Quit looking at it.
Hey, the new Beverly Hills Cop comes out today. Go watch that.
Oh, is that today? Oh, good.
Yep.
I can watch that on Cody. I've been looking for. I tried to talk myself out of it because I saw the trailers, and the trailers looked kind of weak.
Hopefully, those are the weakest parts of the movie.
But also on Cody, I have started watching the what is it? God.
Mannix.
What was the movie that Mad Max? What was the Mad Max?
Beyond
there's like a new Mad Max movie out that I've just started. I'm maybe 15 minutes into it. I haven't really got going good on it. While I was down and out, I got hooked on Justified again. I've been watching.
Furiosa is the newest one.
Yeah. Okay, so I've started about 15 minutes of that. Beverly Hills Cop. I also want to see the new Kevin Costner movie called Horizon. It's going to be a 4-part movie. A 4-part movie with Kevin Costner about the Old West and just how shit was. And but that's in theaters right now. And I don't watch the cam version. The only movie I ever watched the cam version of was the newest Planet of the Apes. It looked amazing to be a cam shot. And the Cody, Bob, I'm sure knows what I'm talking about. Cody gives you the opportunity to see some of that. Is there anything going on tonight that we would only have 30 people watching the show after?
I don't know. I don't think so. There's no.
I guess people just hate me or don't want to help me.
NBA season's over. Hockey's over. NXT is on.
Oh, you know what? There's soccer going on, so there might be a bunch.
Whoa, that's obviously that.
I got a donation. And I was going to tell you all what Steak and Shake. I had not been to Steak and Shake in 7 years. 7 years, and the last time I was there with Cornette when Jimmy and I were trying to patch up our differences. we were going to do, he was going to do my show. And then we talked, and I said, well, if you just tell Brian Last to stay out of this shit, I'll do sure. Oh, well, I didn't know that was, I just thought you wanted me to do your show. I said, no, I'll do yours. Really? Even with Brian Last there? I said, yeah. I said, just tell him to shut the fuck up and let him realize who the stars are. And just tell him to stay out of the fucking show. And yeah, I'll do it. Oh, well, I didn't know that was. So then that's when Jimmy called me a couple of days later. Did you call Brian, did you call him any names? I said, yeah. Did you call him a little bitch? I said, yeah. He said, yeah, he got over that. He said, did you call him a houseboy? I said, yeah. As a matter of fact, I got sticky notes. I got one right here. I still got a shitload of them. These are what I take my notes on when I'm booking hotels. Yeah, it's got a picture of me with a crown. And at the bottom of it, it says Brian Last is a houseboy. I don't know why I added it, but I did. Sold quite a few of them. And they said he lost his mind because they always say, Bob, the truth hurts. And we caught him in so many. Like, what's a houseboy? It's a boy who stays at the house while mama works. I don't know what goes on in your house, Nicole, but that's what a houseboy is, who lies about his employment, lies about where he works, what he does. And I think his wife was a hardworking nurse, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong and don't really care that much. But we have a little. So I was going to get into the Steak and Shake thing. So I hadn't been in 7 years, and I think I'm going to get off reasonably easy. I said, I want to go somewhere where we don't have to tip. I said, God damn. I said, fuck. You get the meal, which is expensive enough, and I just feel bad if we don't give the waiter at least $10 or $15, for their time. I said, at least 10. I said, let's just go somewhere. He said, the Steak and Shake you order by the kiosk. He said, the Steak and Shake by Stony Brook? I said, Chris, I've been going there since the 70s. Me and Jimmy used to meet up there and go to the movies. I said, yeah, I've been going to Steak and Shake since the 70s there. When's the last time you've been? I said, 7 years ago when me and Jimmy were going to try and patch up our differences. That was the meeting ground. Let's go to the old Steak and Shake. So that was the place of neutrality where me and Cornette were going to try and patch our differences up. And we thought we'd done it until I called Brian a houseboy, and Brian refused to help Jimmy do the shows that I was on because I called him a houseboy. I said, well, fuck him then. Don't do it. Just come do my show. And then Jimmy called and got on the Russo show, which Russo was kind enough not to air. So yeah, I called him a houseboy. So I go to that Steak and Shake, and I have not set foot in that place in 7 years. Me and Mark Henry used to eat there. Me and John Cena. Every top WWE star, we'd go there and eat for free because the managers loved us. I didn't have a deal with them. I didn't have a trade thing with them. Unless I gave them, tickets to the shows occasionally. I'd give them WWE tickets when we got them. But it was no set trade. I guess I didn't start doing podcasting till 2007, 2008. Those were audio. There was no selling of sponsorships on the podcast back then. But they just took care of us. If it was me and the guys, meals were free. Mark Henry, Big Show, who the fuck ever was with me, Cena, Rico. Rico had 100 meals there if he had one. Deanna Kane used to eat there with me. Said I slapped 20 pounds on her if she was there, which was wrong. It was about 8. So I haven't been in there in 7 years. So there's this lady sitting in the back. She's got 2 kids. And she's pissed because she had to wait for her meal. They have a very limited staff. You order from the kiosk. There's no waiters, no servers. And she had to wait for her meal. And she's going off on management. There's 2 managers back there. And there's not many other people working in the store. A couple of cooks, a couple of managers. And that's about it. So 2 of them are back there. And they said, ma'am, is there anything else that we can do to help? And I'm kind of overhearing the conversation. Is there anything else we can do to help your situation, to make your visit here better? No, just leave me the fuck alone. Damn. And I hear that and go, what the fuck? And you can picture this little bitch with her 2 fat, ugly kids. I'm sorry, kids, but you were fat and you were ugly. Hi, meow, meow. And so the little kid with a head bigger than mine walks by, and I'm going, you poor little fucker, you. That's your mother? So he comes by, and then the manager, I hold my hand up and I wave him over. I said, sir, what was that about? He said, she's upset that one of our employees went on break and she had to wait a little extra time for her meal. I looked at him. I said, you got to be shitting me. I said, and you got all that fucking shit because one of your employees was on break? He said, yeah. I said, you want me to say anything? And Chris was looking at me. He says, oh, shit. And I said, that was uncalled for. He said, no, sir, no, it's not worth it. He says, just let her be. I said, all right. And I looked at Chris. I said, that is Karen. If you've ever wondered who Karen is, she's upset that she had to wait a few minutes for her meal. So she just insults this guy and humiliates him in front of the few of us that were there because her burgers and fries weren't coming quick enough. So we ordered ours, and I said, man, take your time. And I said, we'll get it when we get it. Don't worry. And I'm making sure she hears everything. Sir, and I reach out and shake his hand, and I'm putting on a show for her through him. Sir, you're so kind. Thank you. Just, hey, take your time. No big rush. No, don't knock yourself out. I said, we'll get our food when we get. Thank you're so kind. Ma'am, your name, so I get their names, and just conversation with putting on a show for the Karen bitch in the back who is, no, just leave me the fuck alone. That was her party. What can we do to make I guess he was going to waive their meal or whatever. What can I do to make it better? I mean, what more help can you get than that? What more can I do to make your visit better? You can't do anything for me. Leave me the fuck alone. That's what we deal with today, Bob and Coltrane and people watching the show. That's what we deal with. Karen. I saw Karen in person today. So I put on a show to try to show people how you treat servers and how you do. And he was overly good to us. He gave us extra stuff. He would come over, gave us fucking free milkshakes because he couldn't believe somebody fucking treated him good. Unfucking real. So a house husband is what I've heard. Well, houseboy's a little more insulting than house husband, isn't it? So,
but either way, what a
houseboy's a little. Coltrane, are you a houseboy?
No. And even if I was,
just checking. Bob,
I wish I was.
Bob, have you ever been a houseboy?
I wish I had been, but
now, me and my ex-wife, we had a working relationship to where she worked days and I stayed home and took care of Chris, and I did sales calls at night. It worked out perfect. She'd get home 4 or 5 o'clock. Time for me to go out, do 2 sales calls, meet down at the office with Mitch and Murray downtown. You know where it's at.
Sell those, sell that dinnerware or that cookware.
Yeah, sell that cookware. And so that was our relationship. She worked days. She was an assistant nurse, LPN, and an X-ray tech. She's X-ray tech when I first met her. So she'd work days, and once Chris came, I'd take care of Chris, and then at night I'd go do sales calls. I guess I was a houseboy, house husband during the day, taking care of my kid, and then at night she'd take care of Chris. I'd do sales calls. I'd get home between 10 and 11, and I took care of Chris at night because I was a night owl. And if he was crying or wanted to watch Rawhide with me at 1:30 in the morning, I'd go get him out of his crib, get Bert and Ernie. Not the real ones, but the little toys. So,
so you didn't go get the real Ernie.
I guess I pissed a lot of people off over the year. I was expecting at least 70. But I wonder how Kenny's doing. I wonder if he's going to be all right. How's his head doing? Well, he's mouthy as ever. He's insulting as ever because none of us want to donate.
So you know what? I bet you everybody's going out and buying fireworks and all that kind of bullshit.
Well, I guess, it is. You know what? I guess I need to calm down a little bit. It is 4th of July weekend.
Yeah,
tomorrow is
and shit.
I would see, like, if we were doing a show on Thursday, actually the 4th of July.
Oh, as a matter of fact, Nicole suggested that I take tonight off and do a big 4th of July special. I said, yeah, you really want to ghost out in here, don't you? I'm not going to say I haven't never done one because, boy, they put on a hell of a show down at the river. You all have heard how thunder over Louisville is here.
Take the camera outside, take the webcam out with you, and just show that.
That is, apparently, Jen, when she went to go buy her fan today, got bit by a dog.
Ouch.
And then something with a knife. I've been trying to get it all described.
She got stabbed after.
So she goes to
by a knife-wielding dog.
Now she owes $60 in medical bills because
she
went
$60 in that.
I sent her $40 to go buy the fan with because I didn't want her and her elderly family doing without a fan and that fucking hellhole they live in. We got her electric turned back on. We got her water turned back on. And she asked for an advance from her boss. She works for 300 pesos a day, not 450. So they take advantage of her too and make her work 10, 12 hours a day. I said, well, here, I said, this is several days pay. Go get you the fan. You know, I don't want your mom and dad who are older than me and living in 112-degree heat every day. You know, go get you the fan. So she goes gets the fan, gets bit by a dog. And she showed me her hand. It got fucked up pretty good.
Don't
$60
that own the dog owe her for her medical bill.
Bob, you don't know how the Philippines works. That'll teach you to put your hand in my dog's mouth.
Yeah,
that'll teach you to put your hand in my dog's mouth. You are to blame.
How dare you poison my dog with your sweaty skin?
Yes. My dog now needs a tetanus shot.
Speaking of life in the Philippines, Kenny, I just wanted to share a little video that you shared
before you do. I have we got the $30 from Jazzy Jana from Louisiana. Good Chris is watching the show, hearing me. So Steak and Shake, and I'm going to have y'all guess. I got a triple combo, triple burger, which I have not had in 7 years, and I love those fucking things. For those, have you all had Steak and Shake before I go any further?
Yes, I've had Steak and Shake.
Okay, Steak and Shake is the fucking just in the South. If you're in the wrestling business, me and Jimmy got everybody to fucking go to Steak and Shake. One of Jimmy's favorite places, I might add, maybe the favorite.
The Waffle House of burger joints.
Even over Wendy's, Jimmy would always pick Steak and Shake. So I get a triple burger combo, steak burger, fries, and a Coke. Christopher got the what do you call it? A double Frisco melt, which is a little cheaper than mine. How much for mine and Christopher's 2 burger combos at Steak and Shake?
$27.
You motherfucker. Did I send you the receipt?
No.
It was 27 and change.
Yeah, I was going to say 25, but yeah.
27 and change for the double Frisco melt combo and my combo. And then he was kind enough to throw in a couple of free milkshakes.
He comped you some milkshakes. Otherwise, it would have been.
Now, the good thing is that I brought 3/4 of mine home. It's so fucking big.
Yeah.
But I brought 3/4 of my burger home, which I have not eaten yet. It's in the microwave. And about half my cheese fries. So I'm getting a couple meals out of it. So Good Chris says, Kenny, here's $45 for Jack in the Box or whatever you choose.
Okay, that doesn't keep us on the air, though. Jack in the Box does not keep us on the air.
Oh, you're a hardcore son of a bitch. No, actually, as much as I would love to keep some Jack in the Box money tonight, between what Good Chris has sent and Jazzy Jana, because we only have 3 donations.
Yeah.
Good Chris has sent 45, Jazzy Jana sent 30, and $5 from Nicole. So 47. What have we got? 80?
$80. Yep.
So we have right about enough money to fix that room for her name is Nicole as well. Yes. Her name is also Nicole. And so as much as I'd love to reimburse myself $27 after my doctor visit. Oh, remind me to tell you the Volvo story. I just called Amazon. I was 7 days out of my return window. I got me a new remote to work for my Volvo.
Uh-huh.
All right, you motherfuckers. You think you're so goddamn good at the prices, right? And then we'll get into what you want to talk about, Bob. I took that to Volvo today. They gave me a price quote over the phone. That didn't hold up. So I called one locksmith. He says, yeah, Kenny, I can program a remote for you for $25. That's motherfucking great. How'd I get with you? What year's your Volvo? 04. Oh, we can only do 06 and up. Well, how'd I get my 04 done? Well, you need to go to Volvo. Okay.
$326.
Well, they're outrageously expensive for every fucking thing. So I called Volvo and I said, and I get the lady on the phone and I said, how much to cut a key? Because there's a key in there too. Mm-hmm. I didn't know until yesterday there was a key in there, but if you push this little button,
yeah,
I got to return.
Got the same.
Push that little button. There it is. It's either a knife or a key. Well, this is first one I've ever had like that, but mine does not work because I have this identical remote, an identical key, but it wasn't working. The key works, but the remote didn't. So I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be great. Now I can just push a button, unlock my doors, unlock the trunk, because you cannot unlock the trunk unless you use the key because my remote didn't work. And there's no button inside the car to unlock it. You can unlock the gas tank, Can't unlock the fucking.
You know, I don't think there's a thing inside my car to unlock the trunks.
Wow. Well,
Just the remote.
and yours is a lot newer than an '04 Porsche.
Yeah.
So
I'd have to
they
think-
quoted me. They quoted
They
me.
want you to rely on their electricity.
They quoted me $129 to cut the key and to program the remote. And from some of the things I had heard on the internet, that actually wasn't too bad of a price.
Right.
I said, all right, you know, that way when I resell the car, I'll have 2 remotes, 2 keys, 3 keys actually.
Then I can break
That'll help.
into it after I sell it.
That'll help resell the car. Christopher can have a set in case for any reason. And I've warned him. And after falling down the sidewalk the other day, I've warned him, one of these days I'm going to wake up dead. And you're going to need to get in here, take care of the dogs.
Inconvenient thing ever.
You hate waking up dead. But I said, you know, one of these days it's going to happen. You need to have a key to my car, to the house, to be able to get in here, get the dog somewhere. Hope they haven't eaten me yet. Shit like that. But if you haven't heard from him, and I've had this talk with him. Too many friends of mine younger than me are waking up dead. So it's going to happen one day. And I wanted Christopher to be prepared. Well, look who's here. Pam Ortiz. How you doing, Pam? How you doing, Miley? The beautiful Pam Ortiz. I thought her and I would be sexually involved by now, but it hasn't happened yet. I mean, after nearly dying the other day, I'm just going to start pursuing some of my dream girls and just get turned down and move on.
I'm surprised that she didn't fly all the way down from Canada just to be with you at your bedside.
Just to be my nurse, but she didn't do it. I'll tell you that. So, where was that, Bob? What was
you were getting a key made.
So we go to Volvo after we go to the doctor because it's right over there next door. I said, well, this would be a great chance to go get the fucking thing done. They set me up for an appointment for 2:00 right after my doctor visit. Walk in there and I said, yeah. They said, oh, that's aftermarket. I said, yeah, I'm aware. Oh, we thought you had a Volvo remote. No, never told the lady I had a Volvo remote. I described to her exactly what we had. Oh, you must have called the call center. I said, well, no, I dialed this number. Oh, it must have sent you to the call center. I said, well, I dialed this number. And the lady put me on hold, and I had her verify the price. Well, you need to get on down here, Pam. I need help, physical and mental. I need all that. And oh, well, no, we can't do that remote for $129. I said, even though that's what you quoted me on the phone, and we drove all the way over here because I didn't tell them I'd been to the doctor anyway. I said, you're not going to honor the price. All right. Well, I'm here. You got the remote, and this costs $58. $58 on Amazon. So you got the programming. So I was still going to run me close to $200 to get the remote and to buy the remote. It was still going to be about even quoting $129. Do you want to guess what they told me it was going to cost to cut the key and program that remote?
$325.
I was going to go. That's a $325.
$325. We'll play some prices right higher.
Yeah.
$375.
Higher.
$425.
Higher.
$565.
What was that last bid, Bob?
$565.
Slightly lower.
$550.
$550.
God damn.
And they said, well, Mr. Bolin, you probably should go ahead and get it done. I mean, that way, I said,
I'm sure.
You know what?
What would it cost to buy a Volvo remote that's already programmed?
That is, no. They gave me that option too to buy a programmed, and it was right about the same. Right about the same.
I haven't leaned into my mind.
And I said, well, I'll tell you what, guys. I said, I'm on permanent disability. And it was all I could do to talk myself into dropping $129 to program this fucker. I said, because when I ordered it, I thought I could go to my car, punch a few buttons like I did with my Lincoln, and you turn the key 4 times and the remote works. Did it with my Lincoln, did it with my Cadillac. Never a problem. You buy a fucking $30 remote, turn the fucking key 4 times, turn on your left turn signal, put the car in reverse, hit your brake lights, and the fucking remote works. It's like with every car I've had. Not this motherfucker. $550. And they were appalled that I said that you know what? So she went out to the car and she found out why my current remote wasn't working. Do you know why, Bob?
Because your remote on the car was not turned on. The remote.
Oh, no, it was turned on. Apparently, there's a button on my car that I didn't know anything about called the valet button. None of my other cars have ever had a valet button. Especially not in reach right next to the cigarette lighter. So she's, oh, here's the problem. His valet button's on. It deactivates many of the functions of the remote. You could unlock the door, but you couldn't unlock the trunk, couldn't unlock the back doors.
You know what? That's kind of a good function, though, now that they say that.
Well, these days, with thieving valet drivers, yeah. It's a good function, just one I've never needed. Do I look like the type of guy that pays for valet parking?
It is kind of a cool, yeah.
Now, if it's free valet parking, if it's free valet parking down at the hospital, I've gone along with that program.
Yeah, me too.
So, hey, when you say soon, you gonna be here tonight? And how much is your plane ticket?
Which part of Canada?
And if I bought you one of those cute little white tennis skirts, would you wear that? Because I'm about to retire from this fucking show anyway. And now, can I get political for just a second? Now that the Supreme Court has given the president total immunity, total absolute immunity, do whatever the fuck he wants, Joe Biden needs to take SEAL Team 6, seize Mar-a-Lago, turn it into a federal prison. Stick Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, who's a sexual predator anyway, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's mentally fucking ill, Donald Trump, who's already a convicted felon, he needs a jail cell anyway. Send SEAL Team 6, because the Supreme Court, apparently, if you're a president, if you're a president and it's a presidential act, you can't be charged for it. So he just needs to go fucking rogue, then pardon him and Hunter, so Congress can have something to do and not focus on them. Fuck you guys. I'm 81 years old. I ain't doing this shit. I just did you a favor. Oh, and he can overturn the Supreme Court. He can sign an executive order because he is the president. He can now overrule the Supreme Court. And apparently there's a Democratic congressman today that is filing some injunction. I haven't seen any of the news stations covering it, but Occupy Democrats on Twitter today was talking about it, that some Democratic congressman has filed a thing to overturn what the Supreme Court did, because Congress, if you get enough of them to go along with it, apparently controls thoughts about the debate. It was a disaster. No fucking, I've said all along, both these motherfuckers are way too goddamn old. And I'm too old. Me and Scaramucci are both too old. But me and Scaramucci could talk fucking light years around both of these motherfuckers. Yeah. Me and Scaramucci could talk light years around both these motherfuckers.
And I know you're semi joking there, but it's amazing over the last day reading Twitter, the number of left-leaning Twitter posters who have cried that Donald Trump is a fascist are now calling on Joe Biden to be exactly what they are afraid Donald Trump is going to be.
Yeah. Well, let me, you mind if I refer to the Bible? I always heard it said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But there was an extra part of that Bible that the Risings always quoted me. But do unto them first. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you, but do unto them first. That was the Rising verse of the Bible.
Unless there's a medical event like a stroke or something.
Yeah, no. It's a stroke.
No, because he has to be the one to drop out. They're his delegates. The family's all in. Wife is all in. Hunter's all in. I don't know why it matters whether Hunter.
And a good majority of his staff are in their 40s and 50s. So I mean, you know, fall into good hands if something does.
Well,
happen.
and then other people point out Franklin Delano Roosevelt served 3 terms basically in a wheelchair.
3.5.
Didn't stop him from doing shit.
The last half of Woodrow Wilson's presidency,
the wife was president.
The wife basically.
Now he was the one that didn't want anybody to know he was in a wheelchair, right? Was that Woodrow?
No, Woodrow Wilson had a stroke, basically.
Because there was one of them that didn't want anybody. He didn't want the public.
But that was Franklin, right? Because that was on the radio most of the time.
Too many fucking Roosevelts.
He had polio as a child, right? And so he basically was paralyzed, and he could walk some with leg braces.
They would prop him up for speeches.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So,
but they
no,
say
you're right. But we've now gotten to the point. We now gotten to the point because we know what Trump's going to do. Oh, yeah. If Trump gets in, and I have to admit, it's a shot. There's more racists in this country than I thought there were. There's more homophobes in this country than I thought there were, and there's more people that don't give a give a shit that he raped a woman, that he settled out of court with 12 children,
biggest problem
that he has 12. He's got 12 more sexual assault trials coming. So even if they do throw all these other things out, it will rush the 12 other sexual assault trials to go ahead and take force, because they're on hold waiting for all these other trials to go away. But no, it was an absolute embarrassment, embarrassment, no doubt. And no, nobody that gets lost that easily. I mean, I would like to think that if I were standing out there on the stage with Trump with no preparation whatsoever, and he was over-prepped. He had too many numbers running through his fucking head, and he was not equipped to handle all the information they gave him. It was obvious what had been done. And at 81, with a bad cold or whatever he had,
right.
I mean, I've seen how you all act with a bad cold. I've seen how I've acted when I've had one. My brother, when he's got the blue funk, as he calls it. We're not the same fucking people. We're not equipped to go out on stage and debate anybody who doesn't have a cold and isn't going through the shit that we're going through. I wouldn't want to, but no, it was an embarrassment. And they say, well, it's ageist. Well, I'm sorry. This fucking world is ageist. Strom Thurmond was in, 93 when he left? 91?
Well, I mean, you look at the
I think Strom owned slaves. He was so fucking old.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the guy.
They happen to be black.
Good night, Nicole. You look at who's the guy from Iowa that's the Republican? Grassley. I mean, Grassley's got to be 150, right?
Well, night, Pasta Tart. You're normally here with me all night. You're normally the one begging me to stay longer.
Pasta Tart. I mean,
Pasta Tart, what do you give a shit? You told me your situation today. Fuck them.
Yeah. 75.
Show up drunk.
Honestly, if they just said, look, you know what? We make pilots retire at 65. Give politicians 10 more years than that. 75, and
I wouldn't give them that
long.
Out. Yeah, I tell you what, Christopher's on the other end of the spectrum. He's just no. What is the average age of the country? And
Thurman was until he died at 100 years old.
Oh my God! Yeah, I think Christopher has said 50's old enough that at least you're half 100.
He's 60. You still got your shit together,
Not always,
but a lot of people.
I know at age 64, I think I'm reasonably sharp, but I know where I was. I went back and watched my old promos in my 30s, and I don't think I'm too bad now. I was real good in my 30s. So apparently that was when I was my sharpest. I was too fucking young to know what I was doing in my early 20s. Y'all have seen my Nick Goulas interview. I think the Nick Goulas interview from what I did on OVW TV in 2001 through 2012. Those are different level fucking promos and interview because you're mentally and verbally skilled to do it. Well, being the president, you have to have mental and verbal skills. He did not have either of those during that debate. But some people say, well, if he steps down, now we're scrambling. We're going to be mixed. It's a slap in Kamala's face if you don't pick her. If you pick, so what I say, this was my solution. Biden's got to step down. He's going to be 86. And if he had a cold and it fucked him up that bad, what's he going to do with the next cold? What's he going to do if he gets COVID? What's the next fucking disease going to do to him? And he's 86.
Bernie's fun.
You don't want to invite Grandpa to dinner at 86 for the most part, because God knows what he's going to fucking say or do at 86 or 85, how old he'd be. So my solution was, I think the two best, Kamala for her experience. She's had 4 years of on-the-job training, and I like her, and she handles herself well on camera. There's some people that don't. Well, she was tough on blacks. She was tough on black crime. Okay, be tough on crime, period. Be tough on crime, period, regardless of the color. But they thought she was too tough on black people, being a black person. Well, if I'm a white guy, I can't go easy on the white people. I got to be just as fucking hard on them as I am anyone else.
One of the things that people accuse Democrats of being soft on crime. Well, except for Kamala, she's hard on crime.
Yeah, she's too hard. She was too hard on the black. Oh, and then the other one that burnt me the fuck up, and I got madder about it. But me and Taraji P. Henson, who was fucking furious about it. And then I've been seeing some shit on TikTok. When Trump stood up there and says the migrants are coming over and they're taking the blacks' jobs. They're taking black jobs. Oh, What jobs are those?
All the
cold
poor
training?
jobs that the black people get.
Yeah, what jobs are we talking about? Trying. He said it many times.
Yeah.
They're taking the black jobs. Oh my God. Oh, what? So the migrants aren't taking any white jobs.
You're a fucking idiot.
And I got madder about it than most black people did. And I'm saying, what?
Because we ain't surprised.
What are you?
That's right. They're taking on black job. That's right.
Taraji P.
It can't
Henson
be
was
that
fucking
way.
pissed. Taraji cut a promo, and I think I sent it to you. Taraji cut a fucking promo during Black Entertainment Awards and got a few people riled up and got them to fucking say, yeah, fuck, what is a black job? Oh, it's a job us white people are too qualified to take. I mean, good God. And me and T Maker had a little comment about it. I don't know if T Maker's still here or not, but me and T Maker had a little but my God, no, he doesn't say much, does he? So let me see if any.
Nor does anybody else. I mean, Jazzy Janice gave us $30 and hasn't even said a word.
Well, Zach Bonifer did 11.11, so that gets us to what, 90?
Thank you, Zach.
TikTok.
Man, that's Zach.
Trump.
I don't understand that.
What's
TikTok
that?
Trumped.
I don't know. No.
This is Zach.
Hi, Chocadella.
Not knowing what he's
Explain yourself, Zach.
Maybe 4th of July weekend, but do you think some people would have cared enough about me they'd come just see how I was doing?
Well, there's literally people that cross state lines.
Showed myself. Showed myself. Showed what I was worth.
Everybody in Nebraska goes down to Missouri to get their shit.
Yeah, and but no, then the Supreme Court ruling just blew me away.
Me too.
That just blew me away. I didn't think that they would be that blatant to try to give him a pathway to do whatever the fuck he wants, and they're just and this is a ruling for one guy. They don't want this to apply to Bill Clinton or Joe Biden. They don't realize they've handed Biden the tools to do whatever the fuck he wants. Because they think he's too decent of a guy to do it. And he said, I'm too decent to do it. He come out and said it.
Now he's
I'm not going to do this shit. Better do it.
Let me just, and I'm not arguing this. Let me play devil's advocate for a second.
All right.
So they said that what the
Shut
president
up.
does in his official duties as outlined in the Constitution has absolute immunity. So that's like declaring, or not even declaring war, head of the army or head of the military.
Right.
The giving pardons. The things that are explicitly stated.
That shit needs to go away too.
Well, but,
there needs to be a panel to be given pardon. No one man should determine who's getting a pardon.
Explicitly stated duties in the Constitution, he's absolute immunity for. There's presumed immunity for things that are his official. Now, that doesn't mean that he's immune for it, but that would mean that the courts have got to prove beyond a shadow. Now, here, the bad thing about pardons, because pardons are explicitly a presidential duty, and he has absolute immunity for that. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, $1,000 for a pardon for a misdemeanor. $10,000.
He's already done that. He's already done that.
Oh,
he took bribes. He took bribes for pardons last time, and people have admitted it.
But,
and now he wants to basically have Liz Cheney executed for treason.
On TV.
She stood up and the other guy, Kinzinger, and he also wanted the general that ratted him out for saying that they're suckers and losers. He wants him executed too, for treason.
The presumed immunity for official duties that aren't specifically spelled out. I mean, you could say, okay, well, presumed immunity doesn't mean he has immunity. It just means that they've got to prove beyond shadow of a doubt that it's,
whatever. They're trying to say January. They're trying to say January 6th gives him presumed immunity because it was an act while he was in office.
Well, so they say
and
that.
But they say even acts of when he's trying to fight to stay in power, if he does something illegal while he's in office. They're trying to say that that's immunity.
Well,
I mean, read me the judges, the Democratic judge, Ciara Mayer, whatever her name is. If you can find it, read her dissenting opinion. Have you read it?
Oh, I did read that. Yeah.
That tells you how she interpreted it, and she's one of the fucking judges.
One of Trump's lawyers said that the fake elector scheme was an official White House thing. I think.
Well, now he's trying to back because even they have called them fake electors. Now, today, he was being pressed on it, and he's calling, oh, you mean the alternative? No, you called them fake yourself.
Yeah.
You called them fake, and you even
Yeah.
said that this was not this was not a political act. And now
So-
the Supreme Court's giving you more than you asked for. Now you're backpedaling, and it was one of the girls on CNN that was not Dana Bash, but one of the others.
So
And
the president telling the Justice Department, I want you to go find this. I want you just do whatever you have to do to find corruption.
He was in office.
Any kind of,
They're trying to say that's good.
He has authority over the Justice Department as the executive. So that's covered. Now, calling the governor of Georgia and says, you got to find me 12,000 votes, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an official act of the president.
He's trying to say it is.
Well, but that's why
he just
ruling,
wanted to make sure everything was on the up and up.
That's why the ruling is so bad in the way it's written, because it leaves too much vagueness to where the courts now have to go back and look at every single act and say, is this an official act? Is this not an official act?
The Supreme Court, the 6 Republicans are doing everything they can to give him a path out of this.
Well,
and it's obvious.
Even Amy Coney Barrett
jumped off a little bit, but still voted.
Didn't dissent completely, but she did say, okay, well, the dissenters are right about this part. We can't just say this, and this. But the problem now is that, like, they want to toss out the convictions in New York because some of the evidence.
Well, Trump does, and his lawyers do. Yeah.
Some of the evidence that was introduced was Trump doing things in the White House. Now, it's Trump running the Trump Foundation in the White House. You can't tell me that that's official presidential duties, right?
Wouldn't think so.
Doing his own, but they're trying to argue this. And again, the arguments are so vague. Now they got to have a hearing. Is this official business or is it not official?
Now I hear they delayed the sentencing. I hear the sentence
like September.
Yeah. So what made them do that?
Because now they have to go back and look at all this evidence that was submitted.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Parts of which were when he was in the White House.
How easy can we make it for you to be a criminal?
If you take that evidence out,
should make it harder for a president to be a criminal, and that goes for Biden, Clinton, or anybody else. There's a legal
principle called post ex facto, meaning that you can't say a law that's changed or a ruling that comes afterwards can't change something that's happened in the past.
Well, that
kind of applies here, and so. But
you would think again,
judges are giving them every single opportunity, even the ones like the Georgia case. Should have nothing to do with any of this because it's not official presidential business to try
to agree.
And yet that trial's been on hold forever because Fannie Willis went on a date with the guy. Well, more than a date, but
couldn't wait. Like, should have did the shit in secret.
Get that ass later is what you're saying. Get that ass later.
That ass will be there.
Keep it in
and
your pants.
What?
Keep your legs together.
Oh, one of the girls that was helping me at Volvo today was a Filipino girl that was born here, and her name was Ayin, Ayin, or something like that. Beautiful girl, just sweetest thing in the world. But I could tell by the way she was talking that she'd probably been here a long time, and she was born here, but she was Filipino. And I told her about the show and what we do, and just the sweetest girl.
Philippines, Kenny.
Looked like she was probably in her late 20s, early 30s, if I had to guess. I'm just a darling of a person.
I've been to those things once.
Yeah, so she didn't have a
that reminded me of this video that you sent.
Yeah,
that I wanted to play. Let me get Zach Monifer's comment down here so we can see this. We talked about how people live in conditions that you and I would never ever want to live in.
No.
This
that one.
You can just close your eyes right now, Jason.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and turn right quick.
Oh yeah.
Working. Daddy. Daddy's working right now.
I didn't notice the music in the background. I didn't realize we had an audio track.
Yeah, I noticed the people right away.
That was Jelly Bean and Baby Jaro's house.
And I told her today, I don't care what it costs.
Oh my God.
Get an exterminator, get that fixed,
they're
There is
wanting
no
to go to
reason
the
for you
mall
to
and get a
live
can
that
of
way.
spray.
Well,
And I
she's
said,
already
no.
got my allowance. I said, no, screw your
That's
allowance.
Jellybean's house.
Yeah.
That's Jelly Bean's
Yeah,
house.
I
Now,
told
every
her
time it rains,
I wasn't
right,
in a
the
position to
bugs-
do anything. I wasn't in a position to do anything about it with countless other people hitting me up since
No,
I
I told her
had
today.
my
Get
accident.
an
I said, Bob's
exterminator.
Bob's not going to let you live like that.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
get an and tell me about this ahead of time. Don't let me find out from Kenny. But I'm so shy.
Oh, so you
to
didn't
tell
have
you
the
this.
video? You didn't have the video till
No, I didn't know about it till you sent it.
I didn't think you would let her live like that if you'd known. And I asked her, I said, Jellybean, how long has this been going on? She says, well, it comes and goes. I said, have you tried boiling water? Because I was going on Google to try and find ways she could do something about it. Soap water, vinegar and water,
Yeah.
boiling water. I've tried
Dishwater-
all those. They keep coming back. I said, I've never seen an ant yet that can survive boiling water. Keep boiling fucking water.
Well, I've never seen them that can survive like dish soap. Like
Dish soap. No, they don't. They
spray
don't
the
do
wall
well
with
in that
dish
either.
soap that kill them.
But I don't know that she has anything to spray it with. So I told her to call because I got a TV fixed for fucking $28. I got a washer and dryer fixed. for
Calbiog
$38.
Orkin.
Yeah, if I can get a TV fixed and a washer and dryer fixed for under $40, I think we can find somebody for $40 or $50 that can
I
make
don't
sure
care
those
what it
ants
costs
are-
her. At this
He's
point,
finding somebody
he
with
living
big
like
feet that can
that.
stomp him.
Well, I mean, they're living in that. And I said, whose house is that? She says, mine. I've never seen that part of the house. I see the nice part with the TV and the bed. And
Kitchen
she says, we've been getting bites. I said, yeah, no fuck. And you're lucky they haven't picked you up and hauled you out in the yard and just take a leg.
Just tossed.
Yeah, fucking
Go back in and shut the door and turn the TV on.
The
That's
fucking
right.
ants
It's our
team
house
up.
now,
They
which-
know there's higher in numbers. So yeah, show it again for people out there.
Working, working.
Daddy, 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 daddy.
Daddy's working right now.
I've not heard that.
Now here's the thing: a
Singing.
lot of y'all got the TV in the background. That was the ants singing. They know they got the shit going on. The ants are gonna work. Yeah, we're gonna fuck
Whistle
you
while
up.
you work. Ants
Yeah.
can't whistle.
Yeah, that was the ants singing. There was no TV on. That was
You got
the
a DVR
ants
staff
in
on.
unison. Pretty good voices on the ants, I might add.
Well,
So for those of you watching, for some reason, there's only 26 of you. You can't pitch in $5 and help us knock out some of this shit because we can't let the girl live like that. And she
Well, I'm
says
not
she
going to let
lives
her live like that. So that's
she
not a
says
problem.
she lives
but-
close to a canal. Apple cider vinegar. Well, where the fuck were you today? Yeah. I don't know how much apple cider and vinegar. I mean, show it one more time and then tell me how much apple cider and vinegar we need.
Working, working.
Daddy, 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 daddy.
Daddy's working right now.
Little baby ants singing, Daddy.
Those
So what
fucking
part of the
ants-
house is that?
Those
Like-
fucking ants are singing just to
It looked like
torment
the dang
everybody.
kitchen.
I don't know where it was,
Pump
but I immediately write Jellybean back because she said something about we can get spray at the mall. I thought she meant she was at a section of the mall and saw all these ants. I said, whose house is that? She wrote back, mine, my Kenny. I said, no. I said, that's in your house? Yeah. I said, how long has it been doing that? During rainy season? I said, it's been rainy season for a while. We live near a canal. Okay.
So
Yeah. So, but it was 9 o'clock at night her time when I see it at 9 this morning, and I said, "Well, Jellybean, it ain't going to do us any good to send you any money now." I said, "You know, a can of Raid is not going to solve this problem." You know, Raid. And for those of you that remember Raid, yeah, because cockroaches were terrified of Raid. If you've seen the commercials, they'd see the goddamn logo, Black Flag. You had Black Flag and Raid; those were your big ant and roach killers. I've never seen anything like that
yeah,
in
the
a
Black
house.
Flag would always go, wow.
No.
And
Smack the
and
bugs.
she keeps a clean house. And I think she told me that was the kitchen area. I think she
Oh,
told
it
me that.
looked like a kitchen because there was like some kind of food processor or something.
Oh my
Yeah, there's
god!
some kind of piping back there too.
So, guys, we're going to be here a little bit longer. Not a lot, but
Yeah, so we said we need $120 to stay 90 minutes. We're at about $90. Now we did give you a little bit for free.
39-minute mark.
Kenny was not here for a little while.
yeah, and a lot of that was me trying to catch y'all up for the 31 of you that gave a shit.
The 22 that remain now.
Cornette's laughing his ass off. Only 30 people gave a fuck. Kenny nearly died. Yeah, well. You learn what
If I died, someone would make more difference than that.
I'm going
Yes.
back home. My friend there not agreed to make me borrow money from her. Okay, now that happens. I will push
They
the
won't.
yeah.
I refuse to allow you to make me borrow money from you.
Yeah, my friend will not allow that. So, but yeah, thanks to Jazzy Jana, thanks to Zach Bonifer for the $11.11. Who else we got? CC for the $45 of not Jackson the back money. It could have been Steak and a Shake money, but there won't be any chances for that tonight because we got to get 60 to help that lady fix the bad leak in her house, and then Bob is working. Those the ants have a hell of a voice. I mean, I hate to kill them. I mean, you know, it's like they're showing off. Like we got you, bitch.
We need to get the ants on the Philippines Got Talent. That's what we got to do.
Blake with $5 of that California money. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Blake. Yes, the ants must go.
California money. And I don't get paid until Friday. What is this, Tuesday? Yeah. So I don't even have any more money coming in until Tuesday. And
it's going to be rough till next Wednesday.
And I don't see me doing a show Thursday because it's the 4th of July. So if I do one, I guess it'll be Friday or Saturday.
I don't do shit on the 4th of July. So if you want to do something, I'm here.
Well, if I do, it'll probably be after 10:05. Okay. If I do. Because that's when the fireworks show ends down here. So if I do something Thursday night, it'll be after 10:05. We'll see how many people give a shit and want us to do anything and then go from there. But no, thank you, good Chris and Jazzy Jana, because that's 75 of the 90-something bucks we made tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zach, for taking the call, because I know that. And thank you, Blake.
And so out of all those videos you showed, 30-some-odd people that we know of were watching. 3 or 4 people gave a shit.
A bunch just dropped off.
There you go.
I don't know.
40% of the population lives under the poverty line. That makes less than $1.34 a day.
Damn.
Jesus, people.
That's
and a lot of people watching the show going, "Ain't my problem."
Yep.
Ain't my
Too
problem.
bad for them.
Kenny lived, unfortunately. So
I bet you if Trump was elected, they'd make more money.
Yeah, I bet you Donald Trump get elected, it'd probably be
They're all poor because of them Biden.
Oh, it's stupid fucking brother of mine thinking that the racist gas prices are going down to $1.85 a gallon if Trump wins. It's okay. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. The has absolutely no control over that whatsoever. Biden, Trump, none of them.
So the governor of North Dakota, who's on the short list of VP candidates,
to me, he's going to be the one to be picked because he's the one that's got money, and that's what Trump needs. So I'm saying,
if Trump wins, he won't run for re-election. Well, for one,
won't have to.
Yeah, there won't be another election.
He won't leave. He won't leave. We can only hope he dies, and then Marjorie Taylor Greene will try and take over the party, or Matt Gaetz, or what is it about sexual molesters? You got Trump, convicted sexual assaulter. Matt Gaetz has a Venmo account, and an ex-girlfriend and a best friend says that he was trafficking underage girls. Jim Jordan, who turned his back on 64 Ohio State students who personally filed complaints with him. I've gone on to further read that there's over 160 complaints about rape from that coach at Ohio State, and Jim Jordan hasn't faced consequence one. And then we still have our WWE shit. What's the last we've heard on that girl? What's been done there? What's happened to Vince? What's happened to all those that were in the know?
That's kind of slipped under. The last thing I saw that said they're gonna Johnny, Ace, and Vince are gonna.
Yeah, what's happened to any of them? Yeah, what's happened to any of them?
Yeah.
Is Bruce Pritchard back on his podcast yet? And does he acknowledge this? Does he say anything? Does he apologize for not doing anything?
Of course
not.
I've seen clips, but no, he ain't talking about that.
Not even an I'm sorry. Not even I wanted to keep my job.
He ain't touching that shit with his
I was in the Philippines in 2006. It's awful. Well, parts of it are. I would love to go. I figured me and Chris found out that we could live in Makati and live in a 4-star hotel for 1/3 of what I pay to live here. So that would free up a lot of money to even help more people. Still do my podcast there. Still get my Social Security. They can't take that away from me. Disability, they could take away. My Social Security is mine wherever I go. And I think there's 7,500 girls, including Jelly Bean. I'd have to steal her from Bob, but hey, I will be a horrible husband. I won't let her wear the Bobby Bob shirt on
Take
sex
over
night.
my payments and you'll be fine.
No, sex night, she can't wear that shirt. No.
They got to move once you get up in there.
Yeah. So,
You're out. Goodbye. You're in timeout.
he's just terrible human being.
What a
Just
terrible human being.
All right.
Time back. We may be back on Thursday. I don't know. Probably not.
Perhaps.
I'm checking real quick.
Saturday's Money in the Bank. If we do a show, we'll talk a little bit about Money in the Bank. Probably.
Wait, that's Saturday?
That's this coming Saturday.
I'll be damned. I'm out of the loop.
We'll do Money in the Bank predictions Saturday night.
Who's Michelle Tivis? Do we know who Michelle Tivis is?
We do not.
Michelle Tivis says, "Here's $10. Use it how you see fit." And apparently, the video affected her, especially get rid of those ants. That was. I've never seen that name come up before, but that's a PayPal donation, Michelle Tivis.
Maybe Shelly's going by
You know
her
what? You know what?
maiden name.
Let's give it 5 more minutes. Who can be like Michelle Tivis and see the video of the ants, or maybe the baby that was crying because she was hungry? Because that's the family.
Gutom na ikaw? Gutom ka?
You want to eat, kid? Have some ants.
Crying? Oh.
And those are hunger pang cries. Those aren't like I want
chocolate covered even. That kid was crying because she was hungry. And the mom sent me the names of all the kids. The way my vision has been, that is one little after effect of the banging my head. The vision has been a touch blurry, kind of off and on. The doctor said they did not know if it was or it just could be, y'all know how I have to always clean my eyes out. It could be related to that as well. But that kid was crying because she was hungry. And we showed that video, and not one new person donated a nickel to make sure that kid had food. Not one. So I have to take it back a little bit. I've never seen Michelle Tivis donate before, and if you have, I apologize for not remembering. But Michelle Tivis at least was touched by the ant video, and not Adam either. It wasn't Adam. It was just what wasn't. It was not Adam or Atom, ATOM. They're the two most famous ants. Them. If those fucking ants turn into them, Calbiog's gone. If they all get big like they did in Them, have I got the right movie? Y'all want to see a great Roddy Piper movie? Go see They Live.
Oh yeah.
Matter of fact, it sees the future. Chris says They Live is now a documentary.
Pretty much.
It's no longer science fiction. They Live is now a documentary.
Why do you think I wear the glasses?
Yeah. So yeah, check that out. Blake, what was you doing in the Philippines? Not that I expect an answer or anything.
Wouldn't he
I bet
find
you
the
were
wife?
In 06, so about 18 years ago, give or take, for Mr. Blake.
A lot of military people are there.
Well, that's a possibility. Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. But isn't he Canadian? Well,
He's Canadian.
They
They have military too.
They have a military.
Really? Get out of here.
They just apologize after they shoot you, though.
No,
They
It's
no,
not bad.
no, the Rougeau brothers and the Mountie does not count. The Rougeau brothers. There we go. This is the only podcast that had them mentioned tonight.
Flashback.
The Rougeau brothers.
I think Jacques has a show.
Jacques and Raymond. Jacques and
Buy
Raymond.
that book, people. Come on, don't
Buy the
buy
book.
that.
Is that book? And we got the Scary Movie
Sure.
book. The only way you're going to get one of these signed is to get it through me. He's not going to send you one, but he sent me a bunch. Signs. We got about 3 or 4 of you that said you were going to buy it, and you never did. I do owe TC from the NC a book. He'll be getting his. And Nicole has been so good to us. If Nicole wants one, because she wanted to. I told her I was going to send her my book for free, and I'll still do that because she's been so good to the show. And Nicole, if you want one, you let me know because you've been awfully good to us. And T Maker's got his Scaramucci book. John Paul's got his. I'm expecting John Paul to help us out again soon.
I got mine, and I thought.
Have you read much of it?
This is what I was going to tell you. I thought I was going to blaze through it because I'm usually a pretty fast reader.
I didn't get shit.
The chapters are so, and it's not like a history, right? This is not his biography. This is just him making points about life and things. And each one of them has been so like profound. I have to stop and think about what he's written and what he's read. So I'm 2 or 3 chapters in. But it's only because like I'll read the chapter and I have to really stop and think about what he's written.
Yeah, he also had a section in there where he talks about. I saw they were showing it on MSNBC, to where he categorizes his thought process and how you treat people. Mm-hmm. And it was amazing how many things that he had posted there that he and I totally agree on, as to how to treat people, what to expect out of people, what to give people. And I think that was one of the categories, and I saw him talk about it. I haven't
gotten that far yet, so I'm looking forward to it. But it's not what I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be more of a like biography type thing.
Yeah,
but it's more of a just this is what I've learned through life, and there's stories intertwined in there of some of the things he's done that's taught him these life lessons. But this is it's a great read so far. And
well, there you go.
Well, I hope
his next book, which of course we all know is going to be called "Integrity is Not a 4-Letter Word."
Integrity is not a 4-letter word.
Bolin Scaramucci.
Do we have the new banner up in here?
Do we have the new banner?
I sent it to Mooch. I sent it to Mooch, and he liked it. And I also sent him the clip from the Jimmy Kimmel show. Oh, and wasn't this a fine week? None of the comedy shows are new this week. Not even the Daily Show. So the Supreme Court basically hijacks.
That's why they did it.
The Supreme Court hijacks decent people, and there's no comedians to make fun of it. No Jimmy Fallon, no Daily Show. I was blown away the Daily Show wasn't running this week. I didn't know they took vacations. There it is. Yeah, we had to redo the banner because it looked like I was running for president, and at least Scaramucci has White House seniority. So I was happy to go on the back end of the ticket, and
we did, however, had to put your crown
I'll be Kamala Bolin if I need to be.
King Kamala Bolin.
King Kamala Bolin. Yeah, I can do that.
You got to slap
King Kamala Bolin.
Integrity is not a 4-letter word.
So I sent him the new logo, but on the Jimmy Kimmel show, not Jiminy Glick, but who plays Jiminy Glick? Martin Short. Yeah. Martin Short says, man, he says, of all the times for me not to get COVID, he says, now I see why Jimmy Kimmel takes off from the 4th of July, or actually before the 4th of July, till Labor Day, because Jimmy Kimmel won't be back till Labor Day. And he says, now I see, he says, he hates doing this show. He says, of all the times for me not to get COVID, but now COVID's making another run. And he says, of all the things, and he says, the 3 things I was hoping I'd never hear again: COVID, Scaramucci, and Macklemore. Well, Macklemore is one of my favorite rappers, white rapper from Seattle, and love Macklemore. Can't Hold Us, if you don't know the song, Can't Hold Us by Macklemore. What was the other song he had that King Griffey Jr.'s in? Wasn't Downtown, was it? Was it Downtown? Yeah, Downtown. Yeah, Downtown. King Griffey Jr.'s in that one. And but Can't Hold Us is my all-time favorite song from Macklemore, and he's got a few others I like. And but yeah, so Scaramucci writes me about 1:00 in the morning, say, hey man, I haven't got your book yet. Sorry. I'm hoping to get into the office on Monday. So I need to get with him and see if he's got my book yet, because it was delivered to Skybridge. Have y'all ever sent anything to Skybridge? Have you ever received anything from Skybridge?
No.
They have a marvelous address. They're on where, Bob? What's the corporate address there? Fifth and Market,
Fifth Avenue, and something.
Fifth and Madison.
Yeah, something like, they're Madison Avenue. They're in one of the big money fucking addresses in New York. Chris saw the addresses. Yeah, that's the money district there.
That's probably Madison Avenue.
You don't have a business there unless you somebody. So that's where Skybridge is. That's where Mitch and Murray would be. If they're coming from downtown, Mitch and Murray would be down hanging around in Scaramucci's district. So I asked him if he'd seen the clip. He says, "No, do you have it?" I said, "I recorded it with my phone." "Oh, send it to me." So I sent him to you. Right, I love it that he got compared to COVID and Macklemore. so yeah, and Martin Short follows me on Twitter. Did y'all know that?
I did not.
I don't know why, but the real legit Martin Short follows me on Twitter. Now I don't know if he's a wrestling fan or what, and it's been quite a. He started following me years ago, and of course out of decency, I followed him back. But now he's never spoken to me, but he does follow me, and I'll dig it up and find the screenshot just to prove it for who gives a shit. And Jiminy Glick is one of my favorite characters. I have flooded Bob and Coltrane with Jiminy Glick interviews. Jiminy Glick interviewed Bill Maher 2 weeks ago. If you have, and it's on YouTube, if you haven't had a chance to see, if you want to know what Jiminy Glick is about, watch him interview, and I got two of them for you. Watch him interview Bill Maher and watch him interview Bill Hader. Bill Hader, if you've ever seen him do Stefan on Saturday Night Live, the backstage stories have come out as to why he laughs so much is because they were always fucking with him while he was trying to do that bit, and he would just crack up and lose it during the live segments. But watch Jiminy Glick interview Bill Hader, which he did for the Jimmy Kimmel Show, and Bill Maher. He is so fucking funny. And if you don't have the sense of humor to get that, I don't know what to do for you. I worked for a call center company in the Philippines. You went to the Philippines to work in the call center from Canada?
He probably worked for the company that owned the call center, and he went there.
He was supervising the thing, maybe.
Yeah.
I could do that. I could run a call center in the Philippines. Matter of fact, my current boss talked to me about us setting up a call center in the Philippines when he found out how cheap they work. Of course, right-wing Republican wanted to set up a cheap $1 an hour call center in the Philippines, no doubt. No, we're going to pay them $8 an hour like we do in Nashville. He still pays people in Nashville $8 to $10 an hour. College kids.
Well, yeah.
I don't know how you get by with it. That shit don't work in Louisville. So Popeyes can't get people in for $16 an hour. Speaking of, shout out to Popeyes. Main event, Bear Nose. Two Rivers might be there this weekend. Don't know yet. And the McDonald's. I need to work in a good old fish house up there. I need to talk to Steak and Shake. Because I went to bat for them today. I didn't like them being talked down to by Karen. About my luck, Karen had her fucking redneck boyfriend with a fucking AK-47 out in the park.
Maybe lot. Karen is Michelle Tisvaz.
I do need to send 666 pesos to my sweet Ruby May. She needs transportation money to go back to grandma so she can get some things she needs for school. Getting ready to start school. So $12 of what we raised tonight, sweetie, will be coming to you. And $60, give or take, will be going to Nicole so that they can get the ball rolling to get that house fixed. And somebody wrote me tonight and says, Kenny, do the Filipinos care that you banged your head on a sidewalk? Did they understand why you had to take a couple shows off? Do they realize you need time to recover? I said, with what they're going through, you think they care when I show them the picture of the house I live in that I fell down the steps and banged my head? No, they do not.
Let's just see what the ants think.
Working.
Daddy, 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 daddy.
Daddy's working right now.
Nope, the ants don't care.
The ants did not care.
They sing.
Ruby, I would love to send you to school, but you're gonna and that's in the city you live in, Ruby. Do you mind going over there? And you're a good dancer. Why don't you put on your tap dancing shoes and see how many fucking ants you can kill in about 90 minutes. She's a choreographer. She can stamp those ants. I'm not normally much on killing insects, but I'm sorry. I mean, I rescue hard shell bugs outside. I have turned into the biggest weirdo. I don't kill moths anymore. I catch them and set them free. Choco eat them. Choco has no mercy for a moth. But no, I let moths out. Hard shell bugs. I got 4 water stations outside for the squirrels. I go outside and I fill up these little water stations because I was thinking to myself the other day, where do the squirrels get water? It's dry as a fucking bone around here. Where are squirrels getting water? It's not like they got a fucking water fountain. There's no real body of water around here anywhere close for the squirrels to go to. So I took my little macaroni salad cottage cheese containers that hold probably 20, 26 ounces of water. And I set 4 of them up outside. You know, the little brick barrier the guy tried to make? He built this barrier so my dogs wouldn't pee on his wall. Mm-hmm. I set 4 water stations up on all those bricks so the squirrels would have a place to go to get water. I put a water station in my window, and I got 2 on the porch. So there's like 6 different areas out there squirrels can go to get water. And then every few days I go out there with a 5-gallon thing, and I top off and put fresh water because I don't even want them to have stagnant water. Can squirrels have I don't know. I treat them like they were my dogs. If the water looks dirty, give them clean water, right? Yeah. Squirrels, they're entitled to some. But where do squirrels get water when it's real dry like that? And I was told squirrels like bananas, so I sacrificed one of my bananas, cut it up in many slices, laid it in the window, come back the next day, and I laid a nut on every banana. All the nuts were gone. Every banana was left behind. Bananas have got a lot of moisture in them. This could be a version of water for the squirrel. And Ziggy said that squirrels like bananas. Also said they like celery and lettuce. Not my squirrels. We're here. You've been giving us nuts for 7 years. Fuck your celery. Fuck your celery. Fuck your broccoli. Fuck your cabbage. And we like Fruit Loops and we like peanuts. And by the way, fuck your bananas. The banana laid into the window and dried up. It lay there for 3 days. Not one banana was touched. And I just thought they would love bananas. It just kind of made sense. You know, get a little moisture out of that banana. Oh, they do love apples. But apples are expensive. Apples are expensive, and I love grapes too, and I don't remember if I've ever set grapes out there. Dogs can't have grapes.
Yeah, right.
Let's Ziggy. Can squirrels have grapes?
Grapes are not considered poisonous to squirrels.
Oh,
however, you should always check with your veterinarian before feeding
for your pet squirrel.
Yeah. Hey, vet, I got like 31 pet squirrels out my window. Can I give them grapes? No, you won't have 31 squirrels tomorrow if you do. But my squirrels' favorite things are apples, Fruit Loops, and peanuts. And I spend $15 about every 2 or 3 months on big bags of peanuts, and 2 5-pound bags. They'll last about 2 or 3 months, and I give them about 20, 30 peanuts every day. Oh, I opened the window today. I forgot to feed them yesterday. Well, since I banged my head, it's probably been 2 or 3 days. I kind of forgot to feed them. So I opened the window today to fill up their water, not realizing I had not given them nuts in a couple of days. About 6 squirrels come gushing out of the tree. They're down like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It's like they were protesting. Where's this? Oh my God, I forgot. I gave you water. What more do you want? So I have to get the bucket of peanuts, and I'm pitching peanuts out there, and I gave them extra because I missed a couple of days. And they seem to, and this was at 7:30 at night. Normally the squirrels eat early. 7:30 at night, it was like a big giant protest. There were like 4 of them out there like, where the fuck are the nuts? If I'm on the porch, many times the squirrels will come up right to the porch looking, and it's like they hold their paws up like, what the fuck? Where are the nuts? We're going to where you throw them out at. You need to get your big fat ass over there. The squirrels are very abusive. They're not kind at all. They're very demanding. All right, it's almost 11 o'clock. I'm going to check. For selfish, yeah, they were. No more donations. $10 from Michelle Tivis. Use it where you see fit, especially towards getting rid of those ants. One person gave a shit to get rid of the ants. No one else gave a fuck.
Shame on
Michelle, if you're in the chat, let us know. And if you're not in the chat, I send $10 more with your real name.
Yeah, I never heard anything. Yeah,
she hears you.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
How do you know? I don't see it.
Because she's over there.
Oh, Michelle is your wife.
Yes.
So I guess she has donated before. I forgot that was your wife's name.
Yep.
You know what I call her?
Oh,
Snuggle Bunny. Snuggle Bunny. Because Bob was saying on the show, I heard when he introduced you, he said, Coltrane and his lovely wife. I said, fuck the wife. What about those daughters?
Yeah, they're beautiful.
They are pretty good. How are they doing? How's the boyfriend that I don't like?
He's all right. They're doing fine.
So I need to come down there and beat him up when my head heals, right?
Yeah.
Tell him not to hit me in the back of the head. Be fair about it.
Yeah, for real. What a megaphone or something like that.
There's Shelly. I'm sorry. I'm used to seeing her as Shelly, and Michelle Tibbs just totally threw me off. I don't blame her for not using your last name, though.
I don't either. That's why I changed it.
I'm shocked it didn't come up. I'm shocked it didn't come up Michelle Bolin. I'm really surprised. All right, well, give the girls a hug for me. Tell her to get rid of that shit boyfriend. So he's still around. After all the threats I've made, he's not intimidated by me at all, is he?
Well, he might be, but he just kind of
maybe a little bit. All right.
I guess he figures if you were like closer than 2,000 miles away, it might.
Yeah. If he's closer than 2,000 miles away, almost 3,000, and if he could go up and down a flight of steps without killing himself,
if you just make it halfway up the steps.
So I wanted to ask you, Kenny, what in whatever person's name you believe in possessed you to somersault backwards down the stairs to go get your groceries?
Well, no, it's not like it was an intentional thing.
Well,
I took round one of groceries up to the top of the steps because Chris was on the other side.
Why go down backwards though? That I don't get.
Well, because I've done it before and I thought I could do it again. And so I've got to the top of the steps. So I got the handrail. And I start. Well, I'll just back down the steps. I got the handrail.
Turned around so you wouldn't fall.
And I took one step, 2 steps, and then there was the step wasn't there. There was a step I was looking for that wasn't there. And then I stepped into nothing, and it just threw the balance off and went down backwards, and then banged my head on the sidewalk.
I see like the neighbors watching, and Kenny's falling like the $6 million man.
He described it as it looked like I fell in 4 stages. And then he said I was down for a while and didn't move, and then he was hustling down to get me. And then he said when he got to his door, he noticed that I was sitting upright, like in disgust. That's pretty much what it was. And then because I watched 2 or 3 cars, he says, Kenny, before I got down the steps, I watched 5 cars drive right by you.
I don't doubt that.
Didn't give 2 shits. Kind of like this show. Just
Christian.
Didn't give 2 shits. Yeah. Didn't give
Probably
2
every
shits.
one of them were Christians.
I'm not a loved man. I've established.
I think one of them was slick.
One of them was.
Something happened to that man.
Bad mouth religion, and slick will not help you. Apparently,
Dutch was the other one.
Yeah. So shout out to
Dutch.
Man.
Dutch did
Yosemite Sam mobile going by.
I did write Dutch today. I was taken off social media because they said the blue light probably wasn't good for me. Sitting upright wasn't good for me. I had every intention of going the next. I was bragging to Bob about how good the weather is going to be the next 7 days. And I was going to tough it out for the 91-degree day today, the 93 tomorrow. And then it's a string of 80s. So I can go 7 more days and not run my air conditioner. I went back there and took a nap from 5:30 to 7:30. And I was having dreams about how fucking hot it was.
Good Lord.
And I couldn't take it no more. So, and what I hate is I got to go to all these big-ass windows. I got to close all 5 of these big-ass windows. Take all the fans out, put the fans in front of the vents to blow the air through. And it's a process. And so when you make that commitment, you don't want to have to open them all up and do that shit again the next day. So, and it's going to be hot as fuck again tomorrow, and then better weather's coming. But I might just leave the air conditioner on and work harder. I just might do that. But thank you, Shelly. I appreciate it, sweetie. Give my love to the girls. Threaten the boyfriend. Tell him that he might have had me killed. I mean, he might have pushed me down. I just didn't see it.
He ain't got that kind of money.
I do want to say right now, Cornette is innocent because he would have had to have parallel park over here to get me. We know that didn't happen. So I'm good there. It was not Jimmy that tried to have me
right away.
No, Jimmy's totally innocent. Do not blame him for this. And the trolls are too big of a pussies to try it. So we're good there.
We thought it might have been like one guy from Indianapolis.
No, it definitely wasn't him. We've seen his exercise video. Yeah,
He just
I got to see
snuck
that.
up behind you.
Yeah,
Stop.
I've seen the exercise video. I think we're good there. All right,
Forward
ladies
to me, I
and
haven't seen that
gentlemen, there might be a late night 4th of July. If y'all want one, if y'all up and about and y'all want me to do something and we can pick up a few bucks. Billy Seller says he'll be donating $40 on Saturday, so that'll be of a help. That'll be of a help. And we might do something Thursday night if I'm not out of town. That has yet to be determined. I might go visit my brother on the 4th of July, Jiminy Glick style. So until possibly Thursday, if not Saturday, more than likely, because I've already missed a shitload of shows. And maybe more. Hey, spread the word that I lived, and maybe we can have 10 of you show up on the next show. So until Thursday night, maybe Saturday, maybe next Tuesday, who the fuck knows? That's the Coal Train. That's Bob Hazelwood. I'm the Star Maker. And I did say,